I'll get that situated. So good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our session tonight. Thank you for coming. My name is Dr. Tony Arnold McFarland, and I am Senior Advisor for RTP NSBE Jr. We're going to have some fun tonight. I'm excited. Been excited about this and what everyone is going to bring to the table tonight. I'm going to share my screen. If you want to come off of mute and speak and come on camera, now will be a good time to do it because we're all going to be on camera at some point tonight. So now will be a good time to go ahead and share your beautiful faces so we can get things going. I'm going to get us kicked off, and there may be a few people who have some technical difficulties, but I will check text messages from them as needed. So we're here for Hour of Code. This is the RTP NSBE Junior chapter, and this is our virtual holiday mixer. And like we always do, those of you who are here from the chapter, you already know what we do when you see this slide. So welcome everybody. Put something in the chat. Tell us how you found out about the meeting tonight, who invited you. Say hello, say hi, what city you're from, what school are you from, your favorite team. Put something in the chat so we know that you have a pulse and you are here and you are listening to us tonight. This is the agenda. I'm going to cover some opening remarks and just kind of give a little overview. And then we're going to have some coding time. And this is a soft agenda, so it's a little flexible. If you all get into it and you're just like it's intense and we're not ready to come back just yet, we can adjust a few things around. But we'll wrap up around 7:45, 7:30, somewhere in there. And then if you're ready, if you're interested in staying on, you can. If you don't want to, after the show and tell and fun facts, you don't have to do that. So I know we have K through 12 students invited tonight. And a few have texted me and said, I'm running late. I'm like, we're going to get going. They'll be on as soon as they can. But I wanted to just say a little bit about the Research Triangle Proteges chapter of NSBE Junior. We are a community chapter, and just a little bit about NSBE. NSBE has 3 levels. It has K through 12 programming. You can't actually be an official member, though, until you're in the 3rd grade. We also have the collegiate level and the professional level. So all of those levels are represented here tonight. And specifically for our chapter, we were started in October 2019. We've had anywhere from probably 5 to 67 members during the pandemic. K through 12 chapter. If you are not a member, you're interested in joining, you can speak with us about that later tonight. The total cost for grades 3 through 12 is $12. That includes the national and local dues. If you are in grades K through 2nd, only have to do the local dues. Those are $5. And we serve Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and surrounding areas, and we have virtual members as well. As I mentioned, a community chapter, there's a chapter that we are sistering with, Dudley High School, helping them get going. There's one at North Carolina School for Science and Math. The next closest one to that will probably be in Martinsville, Virginia. And that's pretty much it for North Carolina. And our activities have become a little bit of hybrid. They're not just virtual anymore, but we do have some things coming up in person and have done a few things in person. We've done competitions, expos, challenges, and homegrown activities. And the most important thing that this is STEM enrichment for your learning. All right, so let me see. Do I have any NSBE Junior members on that I can just lean on a little bit? Let me just see who's on. Okay, I see Imani. Imani's up there. Imani's our vice president. Awesome. All right, I see a few up here. So I may just lean on you a little bit, LeBron, Imani, to help me out with a few things, Sage, as needed. But for the first thing I want to do is just kind of give a little overview of Hour of Code and what that's about. And Imani, if you don't mind keeping an eye on the chat for me, if there's questions coming in the chat or responses, let me know. But what is Hour of Code? Has anyone ever heard of Hour of Code before? Is this your first time hearing about it or coming to it? So if this is your first time hearing about Hour of Code or Hora del Código, put that in the chat. Yes, this is my first time. Never heard anything about it. If that's you, put something in the chat so we'll know. And then Imani, you can let me know how many people have already heard about it versus who haven't heard about it. But basically, Hour of Code is a global movement. It happens annually. Actually, it can happen anytime. But because this is Computer Science Education Week, it is a tool, a platform, an initiative that's often leveraged to help out with this week. So it's global. It introduces tens of millions of students worldwide to computer science. The intent is to inspire kids to learn more about coding and break through stereotypes like it's too hard, it's boring, it's not something that everybody can do, but really understanding what around us is already programmed. There's a lot of things that we use every day that are a result of someone coding a particular language or creating some type of hardware computer for us to utilize that object. Computer Science Education Week. So that's this week. It is in recognition of careers in computer science. It's an annual event. Always happens this week to inspire K through 12 students to learn computer science. It also inspires us to make sure there's equity, making sure that everyone has access to this information, and also celebrate those who contribute. You as students, our volunteers, teachers, our professionals, and just make sure that we recognize how important this skill set is and how long it's been important to us. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight as well. All right. So Imani, what did you see in the chat? Like how many people are familiar with this? What does the responses say in the chat?
It seems that it's everyone, at least everyone who put in the chat box, it's their first time either hearing about or attending Hour of Code. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, I know I've heard of it before, but I've actually never really, I don't think so, unless it was through NSBE, but definitely not outside of NSBE. I haven't really attended an Hour of Code, so it's pretty cool.
Awesome. All right. So hopefully this is going to be an enjoyable experience. I want to do just a little bit of an icebreaker because I got to get our brains thinking around what coding actually is. So just to kind of give us a little level set, I want you all to help me out. And I see some of my colleagues from John Deere on. I'm going to lean on you a little bit on this one. But I want you to give me instructions for brushing my teeth. All right. And trust me, I've already brushed them today. So whether these instructions are right or wrong, it's still going to happen. But if I did not, let's say, know how to do it, if I didn't know how to do it, this is my first time ever brushing my teeth. I want you all to help me understand what I would need to do. So just in the chat, what's the first thing I would need to do? Someone put in the chat, like give me a couple of things like, what's the first thing you need to do to brush your teeth? And then Fleet, Winston, Pratham, whatever you see in the chat, like, do you agree with what you're seeing there? I can't see the chat, but what's the first thing that someone should be doing if they're going to brush their teeth? What are we seeing in the chat? What are they saying?
So I think toothbrush.
Okay, Fleet said get a toothbrush. Is that what I heard?
Yep. I found a toothbrush first.
Okay. Is that what you heard too, Pratham? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I wrote.
Okay. You said get a toothbrush?
First, find a toothbrush if you have one.
Okay. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can find one.
But Andre, you make a good point because you may not have a toothbrush, in which case you have to buy a toothbrush. So it's going to be the first step.
All right. So I have a toothbrush. Okay. What I need to do next?
Buy or get toothpaste.
All right. Let me see. I'm going to take my blur off so you guys can make sure I get this right because I want to make sure I got some fresh breath tomorrow. So you said I need to buy or get some toothpaste?
Yes. So if you don't have toothpaste, you need to buy it and get it. If you have toothpaste, you need to find it and get it.
All right. You know what? I think I got some right here. How about that? Okay. Is this gonna get it for me? What else needs to happen? Put that in the chat. Like somebody tell me what I need to do next. What you guys seeing in there?
Imani makes a good point. Put the toothbrush down first.
All right,
And
I put it down.
Then open the cap of the toothpaste container.
Okay. It's open.
Then put the cap somewhere else, or like on a table or something before.
Okay. Do y'all agree with Pratham? Does anybody agree with him? Okay. Then what?
Imani makes a good point. You have to twist it to the left. So you'd have to instruct that specifically as well.
Okay. I think I got that part figured out. All right.
Move the toothpaste container like upside down, flip it upside down. Get the toothbrush. Jaleel, yeah, your voice is kind of not quite going through. Sorry. But yes, move toothbrush so it's an inch away down from your toothpaste. And
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Okay, so a while ago, I did have I wanted to go back a little bit on one step. Right? So the step of putting the toothbrush down and applying toothpaste. So there was a big debate on social media on, do you apply the toothpaste or do you rinse it first? So that's why I said user driven. Do you apply water to it first and then put the toothpaste on there, or do you just put the toothpaste on there and then rinse it? Right. So, but anyway, keep going. Sorry.
I need to put water on it.
I'll put water on it before I put toothpaste on there, just to rinse it off a little bit.
Okay.
So that's just me though.
But,
So that's the option.
Yeah. That's
okay.
option. User driven, right? That's user driven. It's an option.
Okay. All right. So I got my toothbrush here and I got my toothpaste.
And John says squeeze a small amount of toothpaste onto the toothbrush.
Okay. Does it matter where I put it on the toothbrush?
It does. In the middle. And by a small amount, we're going to have to specify what the small amount is as well.
Okay. Now, do I need the bristles looking at me, or which way do the bristles need to be?
Perpendicular, right?
Okay. Like that? I hope you guys don't take this long to brush your teeth every morning. Then what needs to happen next?
Imani has instructions in the chat.
Squeeze a pea-sized amount of toothpaste.
There we go. Okay.
Then stop squeezing.
Okay.
Move it away, which you did, and then put the cap back on of the toothpaste.
Okay. Do I need a toothbrush still or no?
You need the toothbrush, but you need to first move the toothbrush down, and then go about.
Okay.
I would say, don't put that cap on you, because you might gotta brush that tongue out.
All right. But actually, I think we get the point, right? So I'm going to ask all of you who are sitting here helping me with these instructions. Just kind of pretend I'm like Scarecrow and the Wiz. Scarecrow and the Wiz didn't have a brain, so like he had to give me some instructions. So, but what is happening? What was Imani and Pratham and Fleet? What were they telling me?
Is this your cat? Go ahead.
Anybody on the call? What were they telling me? What would they help me do?
They were giving you instructions.
They would give me instructions, right? And they had to be pretty specific, because if you're giving instructions to a machine, a machine is not going to know what to do. So you have to be very specific of what you want done so that you're going to get the outcome that you want. So that was just a little bit of a walkthrough, but that's what coding is, right? Now you're going to have to give the computer instructions, or you're going to have to write something in a language that the computer can understand. So it's a code based on the language that's needed for that computer. But the key here is we really had to think through these instructions for something that you all do at least once a day, I hope. And you're doing it without having to think about it. But if you had to sit and write down what to do and how to do it, you'd have to think through it. You may have to measure some stuff out. As you can see, there might have been a few things that, Fleet would have written differently from Pratham, and we would have gotten to different outcomes. But think about that. Now, the next thing I want to do, thank you all for helping me with that. That was kind of intense. I didn't realize how much was involved in thinking through that. I didn't even get the toothbrush to my mouth. Like, I didn't even get that going yet. It was just positioning it. That's as far as we can get. I want you all to do this. So everybody's going to have to come off. They had to come on camera for this one. Maybe a prize in it for you for this one. But I want you, when I say 3, I want you to find something in your room that's coded and put it on camera. Okay? That's going to be our scavenger hunt. So at the count of 3, go grab something in your room where you are right now. I'll say anywhere in the house. And you're going to have like 10 seconds to come back to the camera. Something that is programmed or has a code in it. All right? 1, 2, 3. And you have to come on camera for this one. So find something in your room, okay? And put it on camera. Let me see what we got. I want some unique stuff. Let me see. Y'all getting the easy stuff. I'm gonna give a prize out for the best thing that people can come up with here. I see some cell phones. Okay. All right. Javier, what's that? What is that you have, Javier? If you're speaking, Javier, I'm not able to hear you, but you had something up there. What was that you have? I just couldn't see what it is. A pencil sharpener. That's a good one. I kind of like that. Okay, everybody put in the chat what you came up with. And then I'm gonna get my staff volunteers to let's figure out who had the most unique gift out of that one. Everybody put in the chat what you had on camera for that one. Okay, Nintendo Switch. Okay. iPhone, smartwatch. Okay. Got it. Watches. Okay. Alarm clock. Yeah, these are all things that need instructions to operate. Awesome. Okay. So, who has the most unique gift up there, the most unique item? So I'm gonna let Fleet and Winston and Pratham determine the winner of that. Who has the most unique item there? Might have something I can send you.
The pencil sharpener must be up there, right? Somebody said they had a pencil sharpener.
Okay.
A programmable pencil sharpener is kind of neat.
Okay.
It's
Anything else?
between the sharpener and the Nintendo Switch for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna have to have a face-off. So I want Javier. Can you like sharpen that? Can you put a pencil in there for us? Is it battery operated? Like, let us see it. Give us a little bit more information on that one. And then who's got the Nintendo Switch? Okay, Javier's getting that. Okay. And can you come up on mute so we can hear it operate? Okay. All right, now you got a pencil in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it battery operated? Does it plug up to a computer? Like, tell us how it's powered.
It's plugged into an outlet.
Okay. So it's an electric pencil sharpener. Awesome. I didn't even know people still use pencils. That's great. I'm glad you got a pencil. All right. All right. Well, let me see that Nintendo Switch. Let's give Javier a hand for that one. That's pretty unique. I would have to go digging for that one. All right. Who had the Nintendo Switch? Was it Nintendo?
Me.
Okay.
I think it's dead, but you can see the little battery thing. If I turn it on.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't used it in a while.
Okay.
You can see it, I think.
I don't even know what that does. Can you explain to me? Like, what do you do with that?
So you can play games on it, and you can hook it up to your TV and like display Mario Kart and literally all like all Nintendo games and everything. So it's real fun.
I didn't even know Nintendo was still in business, to be honest. Like, that was something that, you know, the 50 plus club and anybody close to that we had growing up, you know, I didn't even know they were still around. So
I
that's,
have the old DS too, I think.
do
Like
you?
the old, I'm gonna go see if I can find it real quick.
See if you can find it. All right. But that's pretty good. So let's give Imani and Javier a hand for that. And let me see. I owe y'all some gifts. So Javier, before we leave tonight, make sure I talk with your parents or one of them sends me something or texts me so I know it's okay to mail you something. All right. Don't give me your address. I want them to do it. Right. All right. And Imani's gonna go grab that. So real good. You guys are on top of it. You're on top of it. So while Money's doing that, we're gonna keep going, do what we got slated for us here tonight. But just some terms, and you may have heard us mentioning some of this already, but what is a computer? What is a computer? We have plenty of people on this call who are software developers, software engineers. Maybe they majored in computer science or computer engineering, or they have touched one of these terms, but a computer is an electronic machine that can store and process data. It's going to use hardware and software. It's just a simple definition. And if anybody who works in this field wants to add anything onto that, feel free to put that in the chat. What's hardware? The physical components that make up a computer system. Doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple, but it's the components that make up that, the things that you can touch. Now, software you can't touch. Software is the programs and any other operating information systems that are used by a computer. And code. Code usually means that it's giving you some information to unlock something, or it's something that allows you to connect in some way. Like on my cell phone, like right now, Apple is making me put a code in if I want to go in and get inside the screen. So coding is actually the language that is understood by a computer, and it provides a set of instructions. So think of it like that. You have to have the ability to code or speak in the language of the computer in order for it to do what you wanted to do. Computer science is the study of computers and how they process information using what's called algorithms, hardware, software, and there's probably some other things we could add there. And a computer programmer is a person that writes, creates computer software applications. Sometimes they may do testing, giving the computer specific programming instructions. So that's what they do. So those are just some key terms to think about. And then for those of you on the call that work in this field, if there are other key terms that are basic terms that you think would be important, feel free to put that in the chat as well, and we'll save that information and send it out. Imani, were you able to find the other part of the Nintendo that you were looking for?
I was. So this is my old 3DS from when I was younger. It doesn't, I think it does work if I charge it, but this is what it looks like. It's the 3DS.
Okay.
And you can hear the games that I had. I have like other ones, but I can't find them. It's like Frozen, Lego Friends, Littlest Pet Shop, and you would like put it into here in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, and then turn it on this way. But yeah. This is like
So
an
that's
old-
actually a little computer that she's holding in her hand.
yeah.
And then those games are the software for that computer. All right. Thank you, Money, for making that connection for us. Okay, so let's head back over to our next slide here. A web developer is a professional who is responsible for the design and construction of websites. Similar to a programmer, but they're focusing on websites. They ensure that sites meet user expectations by ensuring they look good, they run smoothly, offer easy access points, and there's no issues on how they load, and also that they don't, have error messages. Sometimes they do, and they have to go out and fix those. And this is just a list of, and we'll send this out, but different careers in computer science, different fields in computer science. Like, what are some of the different types of jobs? There's so many that are there. I'll just send out these links. But if they're computer scientists on the phone, on the call, or people who program or who do embedded software or who do cloud software, who in any kind of way touch the field of computer science, if you want to just briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you do, we'll take a few minutes to do that.
Hey, how's it going? Charles Campbell. Good to see everybody. So I am a lead engineer for Target, and my team manages Target.com. So anytime you go to Target.com, my team manages what are known as the back-end APIs, the application programming interfaces. So anytime you go to a anytime you go to a website, the front end is what we refer to as the stuff that you see and touch. And when you use your mouse, you click a link, and that refers to the front end. And there are what are known as front end engineers who do the programming for that. And in a big company like Target, like there's just lots of different roles for something which seems as simple as like a website. So for example, you have UI UX people who do design as well as the front end engineers. So anyways, my team actually are a team of back end engineers. So we write code in a language called Kotlin in order to provide the back end processing for the APIs. So
That is great. And if you don't mind, Charles, put that in the chat, what you do. So next time I have an issue with my Target website, I'll be able to reach out to you and you can let the right people know about it. I was just in there the other day. Do you work on the app too?
no, a whole nother team for that.
Oh, I need to talk to them. All right. Anybody else?
I can go again, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, hi everyone. My name's Pratham. I actually work at John Deere, John Deere Financial to be precise. My job, it's it's software engineering, but it's like a different kind of software engineering. And so what it's called is data engineering. Um, in the previous definition with the computers, you guys saw how like computers are these devices which process data or information that comes in. And my job is, as part of my team, to take some of that data that looks a little bit funny, right? Like maybe there's missing pieces, there's pieces that look odd, and my job is to shape it and transform it and move it so that when people want to make decisions, they have the kind of data they can actually use to make those decisions. So um, I program as part of that, and my job is to move data from one place, transform it, and prepare and keep it ready for those people to make decisions. So that's my job.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Pratham. For anybody got any questions for Pratham? And put in the chat, Pratham, like what you actually do if people want to go look that up and research it. And if you have any issues with any John Deere financial products, you can just reach out to him. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else, if anything like in their job they want to just share? Because this is going to be the first time that quite a few of the students on the call have met an engineer or talked to somebody who actually does something that they're interested in. All right, question. Imani says, what did you major in? So Pratham, what did you major in?
Okay. So I actually didn't major in computer science, which a lot of folks here may have had that background going into that field of software engineering. I majored in something known as industrial engineering. Um, and then I also majored in history, and I had a couple of minors in statistics and other type of engineering materials. So none of my majors were directly related to what I do, but that's one thing that you'll learn as you sort of grow in life. What you end up doing is a accumulation of a lot of different experiences, and even if they don't directly relate to what you're doing, you can end up going anywhere. So the sky's the limit. So
Good point. How about you, Charles? What did you major in?
Yeah, so I majored in computer science undergrad. And actually, quick funny story, at UNC when I was going through the program, it was mathematical sciences on the computer science track. But the year after me, everyone has computer science on their degree, and they did, the same curriculum that I did. So anyways, I tell everybody I did computer science.
Awesome. Well, that's very good. I'm glad you pointed that out. Both of you pointed that out. That's a good point. This is just a moment in time. Like when you go to college, that's a moment in time. That's some years of your life, but doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do that for the rest of your life. There may be jobs that don't even have a title yet, don't even exist yet, but by the time you graduate, that may be something that you want to do. Like AI, that wasn't something that everybody was talking about when I was in school. Or machine learning, like we didn't even have that term. So, but these are jobs that are definitely out there now, and there'll be maybe others. So, once you learn how to study something in the STEM field, you can pivot that type of learning and that type of thinking into other areas. Awesome. All right, I'm going to keep moving because I know y'all ready to get to the fun part, and I am too. All right, so I was going to go to Target.com and ask Charles to help me with something, but I'll figure that one out later. Okay, so let's dive in just real quick. Let me see. Where did we stop here? All right. I have some videos, but I don't think we need them because you all did a good job explaining everything. Again, I'll send this out. If anyone wants to work through these on their own, they definitely can. We're going to get into coding. So what we are going to do, we have some breakout rooms now. And basically, what we'll do is go to the rooms based on your grade. It doesn't matter if you are a first time coder or you've been doing it before and you're comfortable, just go to that spot anyway, because our coaches that we have on the call are going to be able to help you and point you in the right direction. So, and we're not all computer scientists. Like I don't code, but it's fun for me to learn as well and to use that skill set and try to develop it. And we'll be there to help you out if you get stuck on anything. But what I want to do real quick is let the coaches who are on the call just quickly introduce themselves. And I know we have some volunteers. If you're here and you're volunteering, you can just pop into a room but just want you all just kind of get a quick chance to meet who's going to be coaching you tonight in the breakout rooms. All right. So I see Fleet over onto my left. So Fleet, I'll let you just do a quick introduction of yourself and we'll just kind of go around that way. We're not able to hear you at the moment. Yeah, it's still not coming through. All right, I'll come back to you. Something's not following instructions over there, so I know he'll get it worked out. I'm gonna go to Winston.
Hey everybody, my name is Winston Griffin. I work at John Deere Turf Care in the purchasing department. So I purchase all the metal components that go on to your lawnmowers and golf course equipment. Been with John Deere for about 3 years now, and looking forward to helping y'all code.
All right, and go ahead and just tell everybody where you went to school. You know you want to, and what you studied.
The illustrious North Carolina A&T State University.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
And what did you study, Winston?
I studied supply chain management, and I guess this could be a stretch in my intro a little bit, but I do 3D print on the side for my personal business. So that's how I'm in the mix of coding. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to tap me on the shoulder.
Yep, he's an Aggie of all trades over there. So, all right, Fleet, you got it going over there now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so I am Jaleel Fleetwood.
It dropped. We had you, then it went out.
I don't know what's going on. Is it working now?
It went back out.
We can
It's
hear
real
you, but
faint.
you're a bit quiet.
Yep.
What about now?
There we go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I went to, before it goes out again, I'm trying to go real fast. So I went to North Carolina A&T as well. I am a electrical engineer. Currently working in the carrier office at John Deere. So I am the lead electrical design engineer. So I do things on the complete vehicle system. So anything dealing with the electrical part of the vehicle, I make sure that it goes good. There are several different teams. You get battery teams, inverter teams, but I have to make sure that my harnesses and everything are connected to all those guys so everything can talk together. So any more questions on electrical engineering, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to talk about it. Talk about kind of some of the classes I took in college, some of the things I did in high school leading up to college, to get me prepared. So
Awesome. And we have some college students on the call too. So college students, if you hear something that, you want to talk to somebody about, to help you out, feel free to reach out to them in the chat. And I introduced myself already. I also work at John Deere, majored in mechanical engineering, far from coding. I did a little C++ and Fortran back in the day. So that was my thing. And if anybody needs textbooks, I know you guys don't have books in college anymore, but if you want like thermodynamics, materials, I have actually real books. If you need some real books, I got those. Physics, calc, 1, 2, 3 differentials, real textbooks. I got them. All right, I'm going to pass the ball to John Sampson.
Oh, okay. My name is John Sampson. I am currently a freshman computer engineering student at North Carolina A&T. I don't have quite the achievements of the other coaches, but I have been coding for a little while, and I was in the position of most other people here, most of the other students. I did out of code in my elementary school, and that's sort of why I wanted to go into computer science. And so I'd love to help everyone learn to code.
And John helped us with our trends data camp recently. So he joined that. And he's been hanging tight with us. Appreciate that, John. All right. Share.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Sharon Winstead, and I'm a teacher. I teach elementary students. I'm teaching first grade, and also the PCI chair. I have 2 kids in NSBE, Sage and Jonathan, and I look forward to working with everybody.
And you're not going to tell them where you went to school?
Oh, I went to North Carolina A&T. I thought you guys could tell I was clapping and everything. So it's been so long ago.
Awesome.
But I'm an Aggie.
Awesome. All right. And then the other part of the Winstead crew, I'm just going to hit all the Winsteads right now. John Winstead.
Yeah, you know what it is. Aggie Pride. I'm a proud alum of A&T also. I'm mechanical engineer, just like Dr. Tony. I graduated a long time ago, so yes, we still use books back in the day. I currently work as a system engineer at Collins Aerospace. We design and produce fire protection equipment for aircraft. And I'm part of NSBE on the telecom chair, and I'm also a chapter advisor for our NSBE junior chapter.
Awesome. And Sherry's also. All right. Let me see. Grantham and Charles, we heard from you all. Let me see. Did I see Wendy up here? I thought I saw Wendy. Maybe Wendy dropped off, but if she comes back in. Oh, there she is. Go
I'm
ahead,
here.
Wendy. I don't know why I was looking in the wrong place. Go ahead, Wendy. Wendy, introduce
I
yourself.
was like, I had on this big red shirt. Look, I am represent. So Tony knows a lot of times in my life, I wear lots and lots of orange or purple because I am first a Clemson Tiger. So she wrong for that. She got a lot of family members that are Tigers as well. Matter of fact, she got her impetus, her desire to become an engineer came from a Clemson Tiger. I got my undergraduate degree in electrical engineering, and for me, that was the wrong path, but didn't have coaching, didn't have guidance, and so I gutted it out and got the degree. As I got toward the end, I took an industrial engineering class and a couple of industrial engineering classes, and realized that I was more built for processes and systems. And so when I came to work at NC State, began the journey of integrated manufacturing systems engineering. And so hence the red, I am also a wolf packer. Have done some coding, not one of my favorite things in the whole wide world, but it is a necessary vicissitude when you do engineering. You will have to take at least one coding class, regardless of which engineering discipline you get your degree in. So I've had the pleasure of spending time with Fortran long time ago. Don't even know if they ever use that anymore. A very old language that I would say Python has replaced as the standard language that undergraduates will have to use. And also did some SAS coding because of the statistical implications of being in industrial and systems engineering. You will have to do some statistics, and being able to have some experiences with coding in SAS, which the gentleman who founded that company is a 3-time Wolfpacker from the statistics department, Dr. Goodnight.
Awesome.
Anything else? Oh, I'm sorry. And I guess so I have re-engaged with NSBE, the RTP chapter. I've had a relationship with NSBE off and on for the last 37 years. Once I entered the doors at Clemson, and have reconnected with Dr. Tony's urging and cajoling, and am serving as a part of the work that is being done with NSBE Junior currently.
Awesome.
Oh, I guess I should say what you look, and I've not used my actual practice as an engineer a very long time. I spent time at IBM for about a decade as a supply chain engineer, but that was sandwiched in between serving in trying to get young people the support that I didn't have when I was making my decision. So I have spent probably the better half of my professional career in access work, in DE&I support work, in minority engineering programming, and now currently work for a college access nonprofit.
And Wendy's going to be helping us with the matriculation. So if you're a high school student, you need to know who Wendy is. She's going to be helping us get connected to the college programs at North Carolina State, North Carolina A&T. We're going to focus on the Carolinas and in-state here. But if you're out of state, we definitely will help you get your path in as well.
That was her trying to throw shade at not trying to get any Clemson Tigers, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry. You could do Clemson. I mean, yeah, you could do Clemson. You can do Clemson. Awesome. All right. Am I missing anybody? I know we have a few people. I'm not seeing anybody. Canarias, Brevard, are you volunteering? I don't know if I've met you. Are you a student or are you volunteering?
I'm a student.
Oh, where do you go to school, Canarias?
I go to school at Dudley High School.
Awesome. Y'all got the email. I'm glad y'all got it. Welcome her. Everybody give her a shout out in the chat, representing Dudley High School. Appreciate you. And tell everybody about it. Greensboro is in the house. We should just have this meeting in Greensboro. Y'all are in the house tonight. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. So this is what we're going to do. Let me show y'all the breakouts and what that's going to look like and who's going to be doing what. So, all right, beginners. I'm going to have the beginners in this room. So if you're in K through second grade, we're just going to stay right here, okay? If you're in the third through the fifth grade, I want you to go with Winston. And Winston, you can raise your hand or give them a thumbs up on the screen so they can see who you are. You're going to go to breakout room that says 3 to 5. So in the lower right corner, there's 3 dots. If you click that, there'll be breakout rooms. You go to that one that says 3 to 5 with Winston. And Tori, if you're on, you can go to that one with Winston as well. And then grade 6 through 8, you're going to go with Fleet. And you're going to go into that breakout room that says 6 through 8. So if you're in grade 6 through 8, that's the room that you go to. All right. In 9 through 12, Pretham is going to take all of the 9 through 12. I think there might be 6, 5, 4 to, maybe 4 to 6 on that call. And we'll definitely provide some additional help as needed over there. But those are the breakout rooms you're going to go to. So based on your grade. And then just real quick, I'm going to just kind of let you see a little bit about what you're going to be doing. 6 through 8 is going to do the Wakanda Forever. There may be another option there. So you'll start out with that one. And don't worry about your skill set. Just go with the pace and the flow of what your coach has for you. And then if you need additional help, if you need one-on-one help, there's additional breakout rooms called huddle rooms. You can just find a huddle room and go to it and share your screen, and they'll help you get back on track. All right. Let me see. I'm doing dance party. I'm ready to dance. I'm ready to do the floss. I'm ready to body roll. I got it all worked out. So K through 2, you're going to be doing dance party with me. And then also Winston has got the Google one. And then Winston, if anybody in there wants to do dance party as well, we can provide that link as well. All right. And then, you know what? I forgot to add yours in here, Pretham. Pretham, you were doing, what was the ones that you're doing?
So the 3, there's, assuming we have time for everything, but there's one with pollution that is being covered. That's JavaScript. Okay. There's one with basketball, which is Python.
That's right, basketball.
Yeah. And then there's a third one, which is actually going to be really cool. It's when everybody can get to play with music and identify patterns. So
that's right.
Music. Yep.
So what's going to happen is actually when you get in your breakout rooms, your coaches are going to drop the link in their chat once you get in the room for you to go to that particular activity, and then they will walk you through that from there. All right. I think we're ready. Go ahead and go to your breakout rooms. We're gonna go for like 30 minutes. I'll do some rounds and get some help to do some rounds to check on everybody to see how things are going. So, and those of you who are volunteering to support, let me see, you can choose a group to go with. So for example, John, if you want to go help out Pretham, go to the 9 through 12 room. I think that might be good to make sure he's got enough help over there. Andre, if you want to go with LeBron to the 6 through 8, then you can also help there. So you can help Fleet out in that room. And let me see. I think that will do it. Let's try that first, and then we may have to move a few people around. So everybody go to your room, and volunteers, you can just pick one to go to, and if we need to move people around, I'll be able to figure it out real quickly here. So go ahead and pop in there at this time. I don't think I have any K through second. We had some that signed up, but I don't know if they're here. Christina, what grade are you in? Or are you? Okay, Christina went to some. All right, well, I guess we don't have anybody K through second grade. All right, let me look real quick at the spread here, the breakout rooms. Let's see what we got. Okay, 3 to 5 has got, looks like they're good. Javier's in there, Quinn's in there. Okay, 6 through 8. Looks like they're good. Okay, my little cousin Angelica's here. Let me go check on her. Her mama brought her. Okay. Okay, 9 through 12. Let me see. Okay, John. Okay, they should be good. They got some help in there. There's 3 support people in there. All right. Okay.
So about everybody gets their own person in the 9 through 12 class.
Pretty much. Yep. All right. Is that Jonathan Winstead the second, Mr. Seahawks? If you're talking, you're on mute. I think that's Jonathan. We call him Lou John, but he ain't little at all. But it's Jonathan the second. That's John's.
That's young
son.
John.
Yeah.
That's young John.
Yeah, that's JJ. That's John.
That's John. That's J2.
That's J2. Yes, and you can go to 9 through 12. Jonathan. He's our chapter president. I thought you had a basketball game tonight. He played everything.
You told me.
All right. All right, so I guess we're good. I'm gonna check in on a couple of people.
He must be away from his phone.
Yeah, he must be away. All right. Wendy, hang out right here for a few. Let me see here. I thought I was gonna. I don't see Jaden. Jaden might join. I don't see Jaya. Let me check in on him. Jaden's gonna probably join late. His dad said he was gonna be running.
Okay. Do I have co-host capability to send somebody anywhere? Oh, I don't need to because they can just join a room, correct?
Right, but you know what? Let me go ahead and give you co-host in case I get kicked off or something. It's always good to have a backup person. Yeah.
Got it.
So
and
yeah,
I will be in this space probably about 7:15.
Okay. All right, that's good. Let me go just kind of see if everybody's up and going pretty good. Jaden may pop in, and who's the other one? I don't see my buddy Joser. Let me call his mama, see what's going on with them, because he was all excited about it. Let me just check in on them.
Look, I was in a session for work last night, and the 2 scholars that were supposed to be in my space, and we had corporate sponsors there, and their corporate sponsor was there, and they were not. So I said, "Hey, corporate people," I was talking to my corporate partnership team. One of them I thought did not accept, and one did. I said, "Well, I know Nakai is supposed to be here, and I thought Anna was not did not respond affirmatively.
Mhm.
They were like, no, they both did. So then the person who planned it got on the phone with them because they weren't my scholars. So
Right.
I didn't have their numbers immediately, and they called them, and then they showed up
Yep.
late,
That's
but they showed up.
all right. Let me see if I can do a little scavenger hunting real quick.
We have to choose the background.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Javier, were you gonna add something?
I don't want to.
You don't want to? Okay. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Do you have your hand up, Christian? Oh, okay. All right. All right, Angela, you signing off? And Angelica? See you, Angelica. Tell your mom I call her later. All right. Grades. Let me see. 6 to 8. Grade 6 to 8. Somebody tell me something that they learned in that class. Who was in the 6 to 8 class? Christian, were you in that one? What'd you do in there?
We learned how to code from the Black Panther.
Okay. Do you know what type? Was it block coding, Python? Do you know what it was?
I think it was blocks coding.
Okay. Is that right, Mr. Fleet? We can't hear you, Mr. Fleet. Looks like that was right.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
he's still- Okay. All right, LeBron, what you learn in there? I know you were in there, LeBron.
Basically what he said.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, Joseph, you can talk. You can come off of mute, Joseph. You want to come off of mute and talk.
All right. I'm going to talk about some certain things. And
Okay.
probably to Sage.
All right. Did you learn something that you
it.
want to share from the experience?
So we try. Well, there was two things we were learning, or two things we were doing. I learned some steps on how to code, but not too much. And I'm going to fondly remember that. So next time I'll be here, I'm going to know some certain things on Scratch. Yeah, I learned some things about Scratch.
Okay. Awesome. All right. High schoolers, 9 through 12. 9 through 12. Let's go with Miss Dudley over here. What you learn, Miss Dudley? What you gonna tell everybody that you did?
We were using Ocean Video, and we learned how to put emojis on there and make them like different sizes in random areas.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody from the high schoolers want to add anything to that?
I can share too. So we used JavaScript to kind of code. We had like a little area where it was like an ocean scene and it had like a turtle on it, and we learned how to code how to like change the tint over it, and how to position emojis on there, and how to like put them in random positions, like change their X and Y positions on the plane type of thing. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, it took longer than I thought, and I think you all deserve a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause for sticking in it and getting this far at your ages. I don't think I would have been doing that with Commodore 64 back in the day this long. But great job to you all. And I always have to wrap up with just a little bit of history. Now, does anybody know who these ladies are behind me? Does anybody know who they are? These ladies behind me in my background.
Aren't they the women who worked at NASA?
Yep, that's right. What do we call them? What do we call them? There's a movie about, what's the name of the movie?
Hidden Figures.
The Hidden Figures. And they were called
Hidden
what?
Figures.
They were called What kind of computers? Human computers. You ever heard that word? They were referred to as human computers. So human computers were mostly women who worked. This kind of started with NASA in like the 50s and 60s, where they did mathematical computations, and they did all this by hand. Now computers are doing the things that they were doing, but they were considered human computers. And actually, Katherine Johnson, she's on the screen here. This lady here, her daughter lives in Greensboro. I've spoken to her, and hopefully I can get her to come and speak to us at some point. But I'm gonna send you all the slide deck. I didn't have time to go through these, but there are some teenagers in here that are software developers, like Joshua Agbula is Nigerian. He's a software developer. He's like 15. Tamison Agunaby, she's a teen coder. Silas Adekunle is a robotics engineer. These people are your age or maybe a little older. And then there's Caleb. He's a student at Georgia Tech. He's like 12. And these students, they all look just like you. So I want you all to be able to say, here's things that I can do and people that I resonate with as well, that look like me. And I even have Hispanic scientists in here. A Million Miles Away is a story about Jose Hernandez, who is an aerospace engineer and an astronaut. So these are links that will teach you a whole lot of history about people who have used coding or are doing things that are mathematical that may have seemed hard or you might think would be impossible, but they are doing it. So I want you all to make sure when I send this to your parents, that you go through it and you learn this part. And then I think it's just important to know that there are people of color coding all over the world and doing amazing things, and you can do the same thing. So I didn't get a chance to meet Jose Hernandez. He actually came to my job and spoke, and it was a virtual meeting. I didn't get a chance to meet him and talk with him, but I got a message to him. This is what they sent me back. I asked him what should kids be working on, and someone sent me an email back about what he said. But it's always important to like connect with people who are doing the things that you want to do, because they will, you always need inspiration to get to those things that might seem hard. So you need people who look like you, that resonate with you, that can help you do it. So in closing, I would like to take a photo of you all as you are aspiring STEM professionals. So 10 years from now, I can say, that's Javier. He was in our class and he's like an astronaut now. Or that's Andre. He's a cybersecurity director now. And I remember when he was in, our NSBE junior hour code. Or I can say, there's LeBron or that's Christian. And they're like sports analysts now. Like, I want to take a photo of you now so that we'll have this 10 years from now. I'll be retired, and Winston and Fleet will be like directors, probably CEO and all, making sure my 401k is good. And Pratham, they'll be, making sure that the business is running great. But I want to take this historic photo because I know you all are going to do great and amazing things. All right, so come on camera and let me see Christian, Jade, and LeBron. Let me see those beautiful faces, and we're going to get a screen snap. All right, this is then, and then in 10 years we'll do now. Okay. All right, get ready. Everybody smile. All right, I got it. And I'll let you guys see how beautiful you are right here. There you go. Give yourselves a round of applause. You did an excellent, this was like 2 hours of code. We got to change the name of it because you all did something totally different with it. And just a little something to look for, a little carrot out there. I'm going to send some information to you. I got everybody's email address. In February, we had the opportunity to do an in-person event at a local esports academy. And basically, esports academy is where you go play it'll be like gaming, and there will be people that will be there that they code, like they they can talk to us about that. It's going to be here in Cary. I know there's some of you that are not here locally, but if you can get here, you want to come, it's February the 10th. We can talk about that offline. That's a Saturday. That's going to be like our Black History event. You're all welcome to participate in that because you did this. So I know you'll do great to go on to the next level. And if you can't, we can definitely find something locally where you are to kind of help keep this going. We don't want to just do this once and not do anything again. So be on the lookout for more to come on how you can further your skill set in this, whether you decide that you want to code or not. This is a good skill set to learn. And you can use it in so many different ways. Later in life, you might decide that you want to do something with it. It may not be exciting to you right now, but keep up the good work, keep working at it. And till next time, everybody have a wonderful evening and stay tuned. I do have a couple of people. So Javier won something and Imani did. Everybody else, you can stick around if you like, but I'm going to get some information from them. But I'm going to be on here. I'll stick around for another 45 minutes if anybody wants to keep coding or you got any questions. So give yourselves a round of applause and have a good night. Thank you for coming out. Great job, all.
Thank y'all. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adios.
Take care.
You too.